When you consider a chart with free markets on the right and government control on the left, with capitalism on the upper half and socialism on the bottom half, you get four possible quadrants, each representing an economic system. The horizontal axis shows how you earn money, whether you have high degrees of freedom or lots of regulation. The vertical axis shows who controls the money you earn and whether you get to keep your money, which is the upper half, or it gets redistributed by the state, the lower half. In the lower left quadrant, you have state-dominated socialism, which is really full-blown communism. In the lower right quadrant, you have the so-called democratic socialism, where you're free to earn, but it's taxed away so it can be shared. In the upper left, you have crony capitalism, where the business and the state work together to control what you earn, but you get to keep what you're able to get. The best system of all of the four of these is democratic or free market capitalism. Everyone has opportunity. People get rewarded for their hard work. This is the intention of limited government as it was established under our U.S. Constitution. It was intended to be a democratic capitalist system. The goal should not be to eliminate capitalism. It should be to help everyone become a capitalist. The one remaining issue, though, with democratic capitalism is that some people will seek personal wealth regardless of the societal cost. And there's some validity to this concern. There are examples where too little regulation allowed for people to profit from excessive pollution. There are also examples where investors will seek profits by selling out national security. In other words, there's a point where there's too little regulation or too little government. That's no doubt true. We all need basic societal rules to provide for clean water and clean air and basic safety and health provisions and a sound legal structure. And we certainly need to prevent foreign entanglements that threaten our nation's security. In addition, we need reasonable taxation to provide basic government services, especially the national defense. So how do we get the balance? Well, when you look at the four-quadrant chart, if you'll add one more dimension, and that dimension is morality versus immorality, right and wrong. For example, a democratic capitalist system might allow you to sell drugs that harm people. And illegal drug sales, that's pure capitalism. It's free market capitalism. They spend it how they want to. Any criminal activity like that, what prevents that? Well, we have the laws to prevent it, but what we really need is morality to prevent it. We need people to know right from wrong. The balance actually comes from having a moral compass. The missing ingredient, teaching right from wrong, especially in a Judeo-Christian approach. Western civilization was built on this morality. The key is to follow the Constitution because it has the balance we need if we do so in a moral fashion. The Constitution was the founding document for the most successful nation in the history of the earth. But we must never forget the warning of our second president, John Adams. Adams said, "Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly unsuitable for the government of any other." By the way, the idea of putting morality with freedom for success, that's nothing new. In fact, the man credited as the founder of capitalism is Scottish moral philosopher Adam Smith. Smith published The Wealth of Nations in 1776, but his first book was titled The Theory of Moral Sentiments, and it was published 17 years before that. So it's fair to say that the first capitalist believed that morality was essential to successful capitalism. Religion and morality can serve as a governor to stop the exploitation of society or traitorous behavior. When people truly follow the tenets of the Judeo-Christian faith, the Ten Commandments, loving your neighbor, and the Golden Rule, the risks of exploitation are eliminated. In addition, people become very generous, which further reduces wealth inequality. People giving from a cheerful heart and not compulsion can make a difference. That's the work of the Holy Spirit. So let's recap. Inequality will be made worse, not better, under socialism. The answer is more freedom and free markets in a moral framework. We need to give equal opportunity rather than equality of outcome.